Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate, Uncut and After Show. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to join the community debate, which I strongly suggest you do, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate forum. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Now we are currently joined by Paul and 10th Man, so I'll raise the mic on them and say a very quick hello. How are you both doing?
Fantastic here from Southern California.
Yeah, miserable as sin, raining. Rain's a big problem for me because I typically walk everywhere. So it's like getting the kid into the raincoat and singing Rain, Rain, Go Away. That was what my morning was spent, coming back looking all dishevelled, going, miserable. The only thing that made me feel like I wasn't quite as hard done by as I actually was when I got home and there's over about, I don't know, 2 fields away, you're a farmer, right? A couple of acres away, is a school and I can hear them and they're having their sports day. It's like, oh my God, it's absolutely, it's not tipping down, it's just raining, but you're like, I wouldn't want to be doing a sports day in this.
Oh, and then when the parents come to pick them up, mud in the car.
Yeah, I can hear them now, actually. It's like, I'm looking out my window shivering just with the window open. It's like, imagine being out in shorts, running around. No thanks. You heard from, he's dropped already. I was going to say, have you heard from Paul yet?
No, he's probably got background noise. That was weird. He had a lot of background noise yesterday, too.
Well, yesterday he had a mic problem, I think, because he came and as soon as he opened his mic, he was like...
Yeah. So I caught Anthony's little glib 11-minute one yesterday with that Sean guy.
the premiering stream he put out.
Yeah, it's just crazy how the guy referenced Cavendish, and then when Anthony put it to him, like, all right, so let's talk about it. He says, well, I really haven't researched it. It's not my bag of tea. And then he left the show because he felt the pressure that Anthony was bringing on with good questions. It was fantastic because Anthony said, oh, good. Okay, good. Prove me wrong, or I'll prove you wrong. And here's my source, and here's my citation. And the guy left the show.
That's what it's like at the moment. I mean, Tim Osmond did that recently. He came on the show. We had a little... You all had a little chat, and then I was just... You spotted it. You knew damn well I was just waiting for that one key word to be said. And it got to refraction, and I'm like, here we go. Let's get him to use R. You know what I mean? And as soon as I got to the point that I'm like, right, now let's talk about R, 7/6R in this instance, he just ran away.
Yep. See,
Quick mic check. Mic check.
Hey,
You
that
guys
sounds
hear me
good.
now?
That sounds good, Paul. You sound better than normal, actually. You're on your Yeti.
No, actually, I'm on my laptop today. I'm trying to make it work. I was trying to play around with OBS to try to get Hangouts to work. So I thought, while I was on here, listening, we might try to make that work. I've not been able to get it to show up in OBS. So
Well, I was about to say, what do you mean get Hangouts to work in OBS? It doesn't quite work like that. You can just take we were coincidentally talking about it before I started recording. How it operates. Not that I recorded any of it, so the audience won't have a clue. But you don't have Hangouts in OBS. You just capture a window or a screen that it's on.
yeah, I tried doing the window thing, and it doesn't seem to want to show up. And I knew I could do a screen, but I'd have to have my laptop set up on I've got another monitor, but I'd have to hook it up. I'm just trying to play around with it, trying to see if I can figure it out. I'm actually thinking about putting a presentation together, but not for Flat Earth. It's for something else, and I'm trying to see if I can make it work. So I'm playing around with it.
Why do you need Hangouts? Why do you need OBS? Sorry.
Just in case I wanted somebody in to come in and chit chat.
No. Why do you need OBS? What's OBS useful for?
It seemed like it'd be good for editing and good for like overlays, that kind of thing. I thought like you could do green screen in the back and That's what I thought, maybe, because I thought about trying to do text on the screen and then do something in the background, that kind of thing.
Have you used Hangouts extensively yet? For example, have you broadcast with a screen share running and you just typing something on screen for the sake of argument?
No, I'm not.
Do that first. Just do that first, I would suggest. So OBS is running before you can walk if you've not done that. So just get familiarised with actually having something broadcast. Don't quote me on this. I think they've now changed the way Hangouts keys work so that if you accidentally share the key at the top, and then I don't think you can get in. If your guest does, though, that's a different story. But if you're just intending to, just as long as you're in control of screen share and you don't show the Hangout.
I got you. Well, I was thinking too, like I had a PowerPoint presentation, trying to see if trying to get that in there somehow or something. I don't know.
Perfect.
I was just been playing with
perfect.
it, trying to make it work.
Perfect. If you've got a PowerPoint presentation already, then do it with Hangouts. So all you do is you share by application window, like you do here, not by window but application window, and then you just pull up the window in Hangouts. That's hey Flatzoid. Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
Very well, very well. We're just chatting about Hangouts and OBS and stuff. But I've forgotten what I was talking about. Yeah, just do it in Hangouts and just share the application, whatever it was. You said you use PowerPoint.
Okay, so just share it basically, and then you said you can type right over in Hangouts. I didn't know that's what. Is there a plug-in or something to add? It's
not an overlay. I understand what you're saying. You want to apply from OBS. You want to be able to have a ticker bar or something that's pre-set up that's in a scene, but far simpler would be to literally share PowerPoint, and because you're just sharing a working application, you can type into it. If you want to add something to the presentation, you can just type onto a card in PowerPoint, right? In other words, that would be the first step. If I was saying how are you going to share that information and you've already got it in PowerPoint, just do a Hangout and just share the application, and then you won't have any issues.
Okay, well, I'll try to play around with it and see how that works. I didn't think about that. Obviously I'm new to this, and I was thinking about getting into this about a year or so ago, a couple years ago, but never did anything with it. So now I got something motivating me to do it. So.
But you've got to worry about more than one thing. If you haven't used Hangouts before as a broadcaster, then that's stressful enough. So adding OBS into the mix is like, well, if you're unfamiliar with Hangouts, you could easily make a mistake in Hangouts whilst you're trying to worry about OBS.
Oh, that's true. Well, actually, I did think about just trying to, instead of going ahead and I guess I could broadcast it straight to YouTube and put it on a separate channel or something, and then edit it that way or something. But I thought about, if I was using OBS, I could just record it and then upload it. That's what I thought. But without doing Hangouts or something, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways to doing it.
Oh, I see.
Thanks for the info.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So rather than broadcasting it at all, I automatically assume that people want to do this stuff live. You could just OBS would be practical for that as well. The downside is if there's no pressure to get it right when you're doing it in OBS and you're recording, you'll stop and then you'll make a change and then you'll start recording, and then you're into an hour of editing. You know what I mean? Whereas if you just do it live, you've got a few little transitional bits where you're bringing a different bit of software up or getting used to the program. But once it's done, it's done.
Okay, that's a good idea. So basically, I could just do a Hangout and stream it straight up to YouTube, do it, and then if I didn't like it, I could edit it that way. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got to go. I'll hard you. I got to go for a minute. I'll come right back.
Hey, Flatzoid.
Hey, Chocolate.
Hi. Sorry, wasn't by my mic.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Chocolate.
Good morning.
Hello, Chocolate.
Yo. How's everybody?
Wonderful.
Not bad at all.
Well, it's Friday, so it's good.
It's good. I like Fridays. It's a slightly less stressful broadcast because it's done on the second channel, the live bit at least. What's happening now? This bit's going out to the main audience, although it isn't. It's going out in the future. So this is obviously totally stress-free. But then when you broadcast,
what? You can vary.
Say again.
They say you can manipulate time.
I can. I am going to be speaking to you in the future. Thanks for the super chat, Earth is seriously flat. Really appreciate your support. No, I'm only joking. No, this is just recorded, and I'll broadcast this on. This will go out on Saturday. So this is a Saturday audience that's watching this. But in a minute, when we go live, that was the point. It'll go on the second channel, which is a much more limited audience. You know, it's only the super fans that are watching. So it's a more limited audience, which just takes the pressure off a little bit. So I like Friday for that reason.
Speaking of Saturday, anything for ballbusters?
Yes, we're going to be covering gravity, obviously still of the moment, but there's a very specific surprise, shall we say, something that John's had under his belt for about, I don't know, a number of months, just waiting for the right opportunity to spring it on the right person, and the right person hasn't come along. So he's like itching to get the information out, even though he hasn't had somebody worthy of him utilising this information on them. So in the same vein, when Anthony had been sat on Huygens, he's just waiting, scoffing biscuits when someone mentions it. But that's just the way these things go. But that's part of the fun. But unfortunately, that hasn't panned out for John. So yeah, it'll be on gravity.
What's that?
Precisely.
I was just gonna say, what's gravity?
Pretty much ready to rock and roll. Start in a moment.
How's the weather in Georgia there, Chocolate?
Freaking pouring cats and dogs on my way to work, but it's better now. It's not as hot as it usually is, so that's good. You're in Cali, right?
Yeah, sunny, 90 degrees today.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Which part again?
Southern California, about an hour 10 minutes from San Diego, north and east a bit.
I'm back.
Yeah, Paul, your mic sounds great, by the way, right now. So whatever you do, don't change it.
What's up, Paul? What's up, Ranty?
What's up? Yeah, the funny thing is, I'm using the Bluetooth I always use. The only difference is I'm on my laptop. When I came in yesterday, I was using my laptop, and for some reason it was going crazy. That's why you guys are having sound trouble. And I had to shut my computer down, restart it. I got on the Chrome to come back in, my Chromebook to come back in. So I guess my laptop has a better sound card or something in it than my Chromebook does.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to join the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate Forum. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now, we are joined by 10th Man, Ranty Flat Earth, Paul, Flatzoid, and Chocolate Saying. Very good to have you all.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Hello.
Afternoon, everybody.
Hello. Any signs of Earth curvature?
No.
Hamburger? No.
Not on Earth.
You have to bear with me a second. A gust of wind's just blown stuff all over me. Hold on one sec. Great timing as soon as I start live. Any signs of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety, specifically for anti?
If there was, would I feel it somehow?
Yeah, it's too slow.
Too
I
slow.
don't know. I think I'd feel something if I was moving 1,000 miles an hour.
So angular velocity is how they make it seem slow. Doesn't mean that it is slow. Anyway, any scientific evidence of gravity?
Even if that was slow, we're still moving at 66,600 miles per hour around the sun. So how is that slow? Like, are you kidding? It's ridiculous.
you
Yeah,
would
no gravity either. I'm sorry.
You'd definitely feel the speed changes, wouldn't you? Given that we're on a waltzer style arrangement in the heliocentric reification fallacy.
You would think so.
You definitely feel the speed changes.
It is an elliptical orbit, right?
And anybody who denies that a heliocentric world would feel speed changes, you can answer to Ute Hube, now known as Ute.
Yeah, shout out to you.
You are mad, right?
Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
Light in the
Definitely
sky.
not.
That's the same as saying any distance to the light on the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Just a light. Could be
Indeedy.
anywhere.
We don't even know what the damn
Would that
thing
be
is.
to the? Would that be to the distance of the center of the light, or on the edge of the light?
I don't even know what the light is. It's a kind of stupid question, but they think it's 96 million miles away, or wherever they think it is. I've forgotten. Is it 93 or 96? I forget. Some astronomical number.
93.
93 million miles away, right?
It'll soon be 96, Nathan.
It depends what needs. It depends what needs fudging. Any evidence of a?
Give it a few years, it will be 96 million miles.
Any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
No. No
No.
evidence.
What about the R value? Any evidence of that?
Well, I don't know how much the pound is to the rand now, but I think it's 15 rand.
That was a currency joke. I just didn't hear it all.
Well, if they measure the R value and they use where the sun is, and we don't even know where the sun is, how would they get the R value using the sun?
You can answer your own question. I'm busy sticking the Discord link out in the public chat.
Bill G, big up. He says it's 93 million, but you can think of it as 96.
Never gets old.
Very good.
Well, last but by no means least, any evidence of gas pressure existing without the necessary antecedent of a container?
Well, based on yesterday's show, people don't know what an antecedent is.
I was just about to say that.
Well, if that was even possible, Nathan, we'd be able to go into a store and buy some deodorant, and it wouldn't have a can around it. Wouldn't have a canister around it. Same with anything that you pressurize. Wheels on your car, you wouldn't have any tires, so you wouldn't be getting punctures.
Yeah, you just say, can you put the compressed air around the rim of that tyre, please? Around the rim of that wheel, please. No need for the tyre, just stick it around the rim. Forget about the expensive rubber bit that wears out frequently. Give me the cheap air pressure and just stick it around that rim. Right, well, that concludes the housekeeping. Thank you very much. Hello to A4 and, is it Slayer? Well, Discord server's there.
How are you finding the Discord server? Would you say most Globers are joining in the Discord side? And most Flat Earthers are joining on the Hangouts page?
Currently, I only published the Discord link just because I'm only just getting myself familiar. Hello, A4. Anyway, yeah, while I get familiar with Discord, I'm just too many things to keep on top of. Once I get familiar with it completely and I'm happy and comfortable, I'll go back to publishing both links. Hello, Lil Bell, is that right? Good to have you also. Bit of calm before the storm.
Yeah, I was listening to Jose's stream this morning. He did a stream this morning, so it would have been late for him. And he had the usual crew over there. They were trying to bait me to come in and debate them. But I didn't see the point, really. I didn't see the point. If they want to come and debate, there's a platform here. But they were using Social Blade. Nathan?
Is this a new thing to you, Social Blade?
No, it's not new. No, not at all. No, I've known about Social Blade for the past couple of years. But they were, trying to use it against me.
Oh, I see, because you used it against them.
I have no idea. They were trying to say that, my channel's stalled. It's not growing very quickly. I'm only getting 2 or 3 subscribers a day, etc., etc. That my videos aren't getting watched.
Well, with the subscriber thing, I can believe it. I was watching KJ. What's his channel called? Scariest Movie Ever, and he's saying the same exact thing. It's like saying it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and he was like, "Oh, woe is me! I've got several 100,000 subscribers." But by the same token, I was watching Rapid Growth. I was too. Then it all stops. Coincidentally, around the time they say that they're going to stop promoting us, and all of my videos got shoved right down the bottom, like everybody's, and then your growth stagnates. Well, that's precisely what YouTube intended. They told us they were going to do it. So what are you saying that it's like the guy who's tied the shoelaces together of the other kid in the race and then laughs at him when they win. It's like, well, you tied his shoelaces together. Do you take that as a really good victory? Yeah, we've had our shoelaces tied together. We all know it. Okay. Wow, kudos. You're getting promoted in the spots that we used to have in the subject that we cover, and you're the anti-version of the subject, and you're at the top of the list, so of course you're going to grow if you're an anti-flat earther. Yeah, lucky old you.
Yeah, exactly. That was my point. That was what I was trying to get across to these guys, that it doesn't really matter, if you're an anti-flat earther, you will get a faster growth rate than flat earthers, because we are stagnating, we are being suppressed. Simple as that. Doesn't mean that the content isn't useful.
Precisely. That's one of the reasons Sorry, go on. You go ahead.
Yeah, my name's not helping me much.
Flatzoid. I don't see an issue with it. The fact that they are overtly censoring it should speak volumes to the general population. Whether or not it does is obviously a different story, but that's one of the reasons I keep barking on, literally in a repetitive manner in every intro, for people to share the show. It is really important to not stagnate. I mean, my growth has done the same as everybody else's. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and you go, okay, right, so I'm not seeing rapid growth. Well, that's unfortunate, but the more people share the show, that's why you do get any growth, in my opinion, because without people sharing, this show would stagnate completely.
Yeah, and when you look at governments and entities that resort to censoring, it's always because it's organically growing and people relate with it, and they see it as a threat.
Right. I'm going to have to try and keep my mic closed because I can see it's the wind's blowing and keeping my mic closed, so hopefully you guys will keep conversing.
It's fine, Nathan. We're not hearing it.
Maybe not on your... But yeah, I can see them. It doesn't matter. I can see the level going up and down with the wind, so I know it's going through.
You ever thought about closing your window?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's the antecedent for the wind.
You can't have wind without an open window, Nate.
That's the anti-windant that you're thinking of. That anti-windant.
What does antecedent mean again?
Look, you're not Dawn. You're not going to get away with that here.
Oh man.
After emitting, water needs a container.
Not sometimes.
Yeah, kudos with that. You led him beautifully. My minor criticism was once you had him on it, you didn't hold his toes to the fire. You carried on.
Yeah, right there. You got him with that.
That's because they get you off your topic. Like, it's so hard to hold a point with a baller, like, because they move you away, and before you know it, you're talking about something that you had no intentions of talking about.
Well, you've been getting a lot of props in the comments right at hand.
Oh, thank you. That's why I'm here, trying to spread the truth, man.
Yeah, you're doing good.
You too, 10th Man, you're getting a lot of props in the comments too.
Well, I know
every
10th Man
comment-
does a lot of videos and stuff, and like the more you're in it, you hear their claims, so you get used to what they have.
Well, I got to thank the show for that, because begging the question is such an important thing to understand and be alert for, so that you don't let them beg the question.
That's why Planer Walk's little sentence the other day about, oh, I'm trying not to beg the question, but it's really hard to do here. Exactly, guy. That's the point. Welcome to Flat Earth Debate, guy.
Welcome to the real world.
Exactly.
Yeah, this has helped me when I talk to people, just thinking about how you dialogue the false logical fallacies, the whole 9 yards. When I talk to people now, I step back, step out of the equation, and start listening for all those now. It's kind of funny on any topic, not just flat Earth, but any topic. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, this definitely helped me structure how I form my arguments, like how the not just the temp, but like the course, like how Nathan leads them. I was like, oh, okay, I get you. You got to lead them by their hands.
Hey, Arwin.
Hello.
Good to have you.
Any distance to the sun?
No.
How did the early
Bizarro
bird show go?
Legolas, what's up, man?
I didn't see the early bird. Did you have a good show, Arwin?
Yeah. I thought so.
I normally catch it. I didn't today.
How dare you?
Subscribe today. ARWIJN. Arwin,
Catch
the
this
early
better
bird.
debate every day. I'm on it. No, I know it's fine. Yeah, I went over last part of it. I went over the new YouTube hate speech policy again. It was really weird. They mentioned like hate speech concerning sexual orientation, concerning like genetic based sex, and separately gender identity. So they 3 separate mentions of that within that same list. It's pretty bizarre.
Yeah, well, if you're going to go around claiming people are transgender when they're not, that's presumably what they'll be clamping down on.
Maybe.
Well, there's a lot of that going
But it
around,
was
right?
specifically mentioned in hateful way, though. So it's like, okay, if you're gonna say we hate this, we want to get rid of that group. That's the example they even gave. So I don't know if calling people something just flat out does even fall under it's very widely interpretable. Just vague.
So we've got to keep a vigilant eye on our comments and stuff. Oh no, Pete Shea says no trannies on flat Earth. I'm sorry, Pete. Got to time you out.
So what do you want to talk about today, guys?
Flat Earth. Earth is flat.
Flat
We've all been
Earth.
lied to.
Right.
Massive scale lie. Been told it's a ball flying through a vacuum. It's a violation of several laws of nature.
Oh,
It's obviously
I
observably flat.
got a point.
Go on.
I have a point to bring up. I brought it up on my show as well.
I'm sure
Yesterday.
Go on, Arwin. Go on.
Oh yeah, yesterday at Jose's, a discussion about the supposed molten iron core came up. And I didn't really go in the Hangout itself, but in chat I was very active. Went a bit rage win on them, not too much, but yeah, basically trying to hammer in the point. Like, yeah, when you're talking about magnetics, it's very interesting because I'm seeing a very specific pattern in the functions of magnetics. Like any substance can basically, in circumstances, be influenced by magnetics, as in that magnetics can exert a force on liquid, for example, making it move. But when it comes to actual self-sustained magnetic fields, there's only one type of substance, except maybe for plasma, which I'm a little unsure about, that can actually create its own magnetic field. And those are solid substances only. Specifically, it is like an antecedent for that to be able to happen, because all other magnetic related influences, like with liquids, like with mercury or whatever, is always going to be an external magnetic field influencing it, and not it creating its own magnetic field. And I really tried to hammer in that point because it just completely dispels the just ridiculous notion of a molten iron core supposedly creating a magnetic field. Because it's just physically impossible for any non-solid substance, bar perhaps plasma, to create its own magnetic field without an outside influence.
Sheesh, you got my hopes up. I thought you were going to tell me there was evidence of the molten iron core at the presupposed Earth center.
No, I rather figured out something that puts it in the same classification as gas pressure without a container.
I see.
On that level.
Can't have a molten iron core at the center of a presupposed spherical Earth without a spherical Earth, that sort of thing.
No, you just can't have anything fluid creating a magnetic field ever.
Yeah, it's beyond
without an outside influence.
Sure. Yeah, it's that's why we say self-perpetuating. That bit's also ludicrous. It's not going to self-perpetuate. That's outrageous. But yeah, Arwen, it's got to be induced. That's correct. Randy, did you have something to present? Thank you, Arwen. Yes, awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, I've got something to present. It's not really a presentation. It's basically just looking into the censorship side of stuff. So I've got a few tabs open that I've just done right now: geoengineering, 9/11 hoax, pyramids, and flat Earth. And there's a little box up here. I suppose most of the people that are in the chat will be quite aware of this little box. It's supposed to be a little box that you can search for stuff, and when you click search, it brings things up that you're looking for. So if you type in geoengineering, you've got Dane Wigington, who's quite popular on the geoengineering side of stuff. I have spoken to him before, actually, a few times. But yeah, so he's up there. If you put in 9/11 hoax, you've got 9/11 conspiracy theories. You've got Trump repeats controversial 9/11 claim. You know, you're getting stuff for 9/11 hoax and geoengineering. Pyramids, put pyramids in, and yes, you get pyramids.
Hold on. Hold on. Pyramids aren't a hoax.
No, I'm just saying, if you wanted to just put a pyramid in, you expect to see a pyramid. That's what.
I see. For. Sorry, I got confused. I thought you were saying they didn't exist and they were a hoax.
No. So when I put flat Earth channels in,
cardboard.
I would kind of expect to see a list, or some channels, perhaps Journalism at the top, and maybe Globebusters a few down, and a few other people here and there, all scattered around this place. But we get Engineering Explained and National Geographic, ABC News, CBC News, Vice. Funnily enough, you're on there, Vice, Nathan. BuzzFeed, Tech Insider, The Late Show with James Corden. How is he a Flat Earth channel?
Well, he mentioned it once, maybe.
USA Today. Anyway, so here's Nathan, proudly there at about number 10 on this list. But as we scroll down, we aren't really coming up across any Flat Earth channels putting Flat Earth content out. Now, obviously, they do pop up now and then. Flat Earth Talk, we've got somebody here. I've never been to the channel, so I don't know what it's about. Has anyone been to Flat Earth Talk before?
Yes.
Never heard of it. Who said yes? Owen.
Yeah, I looked into it. But yeah, I think he was around at some point not too soon after I started up my channel and started to call my show Flat Earth Talk, and then he just did that, and I think he bought into quite a few subs right away because he had a lot of subs quickly. His channel is okay.
So, you know, essentially when we're looking for stuff, we're looking for information, you know, so this is what this box is for. It's supposed to take you to places that you want to see. I want to see a lot of Flat Earth channels so that I can go and subscribe to them and check their content out. It's funny that at the very top of the list, we're not getting this, you know, and this is the censorship. And if we go back and go to just Flat Earth, obviously it's far worse. It's all the debunking stuff that you come across. There isn't anything like this. Put a pyramid in, you see pyramids. You put 9/11 hoax in, geoengineering, it's all there. But Flat Earth, not a chance. They are censoring hard.
Yep.
Well, I suggested
it only draws more attention to it.
Sorry, hold on 1 second, Owen. Sorry, go ahead. Whoever spoke in Discord.
Oh, it's David here.
Hello, David.
I sent an email to James Corbett and suggested that perhaps his logo of the globe might in fact be supporting something that can't be proved to be true. I haven't heard back from him, but there are many that are using the symbol of the globe to represent that they're talking to the world, I guess. But I suggested, you know, they could have pictures of birds and bees and trees and flowers and mountains and something quite pleasant rather than something fictitious.
I doubt you'll get a reply.
I don't know how my volume is. Is it okay?
Sound great.
But it's actually an Ethereum free card. If you present the globe and people are going to assume it's real, even though you know it isn't, then it kind of, like, from the satanic angle, karmically gives you the right to lie to them as if it were truth.
I see the problem more that these are mental viruses, you know, the solar system and space and all of the things that are in our minds that are not reality. It's kind of, you know, we talk a lot on the Flat Earth debate about cause and effect, natural law principle of cause and effect, and that's important. But there is another natural law called the principle of mentalism. Now, of course, if you don't use your mind, then social engineers will happily insert lots of interesting things into it. And I think they've been very successful. And I don't know how to get out of it. They start the kids when they're young. And of course, to unlearn or to reverse that is difficult. It's a big challenge. And you guys are fighting the big fight.
There is a good way to actually bring it to the youth, though. Oh, sorry to interrupt, but there is a good way to help the youth in this age with that, and is basically to, before they go out into the world, make clear to them that's basically that the world is mentally hostile to them, is going to try to take control very strongly. So it's like a rite of passage to be able to be yourself and handle yourself and not be swayed and joining in some kind of collective group. You can make that challenge clear to them in their youth, then they may be much more defensible against it, against the brainwashing.
Well, I had another idea. I don't know how successful it would be, and that is to do the inventory, I call it. In other words, if you make an inventory of what you know to be true, in other words, that you could bet your life on it, and an inventory of what you believe to be true, if you what you know to be true, it's very little. It's minute. And if you look at the things that you believe to be true, you know, they aren't true until you can verify them. I mean, you can assume they're true, but, you know, in reality, you've got that doubt in your gut that maybe it may not be true. But of course, there are people who are gullible and they'll believe anything and act on anything. And of course, they get foolish results, unfortunately. So, but I don't know if one was to require from those coming on the show to show that they've carried out an inventory of what they know to be true and be able to state that. But it's a tough one because it's uncomfortable to discover how little you know.
They tend to remove themselves once from it by saying we. We have, of course, been to space. Oh, really? Well, it's a second law of thermodynamics violation. You can't have gas pressure next to a vacuum. We've been. The rockets prove it. No, you haven't been. Somebody's told you've been. Let's not get into how you've been brainwashed into belief that the sky is a vacuum. You haven't been.
I wonder if you're getting any feedback on, the three ruffians that murdered Hiram Abiff, trying to get that password. And he didn't give it to them. But you have volunteered it, Nathan. And I think it'd be a great show to have that. Maybe John and you could put together on equilibrium. That would be really fantastic. That could be the basis of trying to resurrect an understanding of the world we live in.
Indeed, equilibrium is very important.
That's gravity.
It's not actually equilibrium at all. We only have equilibrium because of an assumed downward force. Is that what you're saying there, 10th man?
Give me time. I'll accelerate to my point very soon.
Yeah, I'll do it for you. So it's not equilibrium. It's a net force of zero.
Yeah.
I do love doublespeak. Gotta learn to love it to defeat it.
Okay. Can we blame individuals for being mentally conditioned?
That's a very good question. Oh, we've heard a yes already.
Yes!
Really?
Absolutely you can. You can point at them at it, work through with them. But yeah, if they refuse, then they basically reinforce their own conditioning.
That's
So
like
yes,
saying-
you can absolutely blame somebody for their neuroticism.
That's not what he
What's
said.
the old saying?
Hold
You're
on. That wasn't his
effed up
question.
because you're-
Hold on. You answered a different question. He wasn't asking about neuroses. He was saying about conditioning.
Right.
That's not neuroses.
No, but I just said you should confront somebody with it, and then if they hold on to it, they reinforce their conditioning. Then it literally can become like a neurosis, and you shouldn't accept that. So no, a first response out of innocence, out of unknowingness, no, that's okay. But it depends on what comes after that.
Well, that was a quick yes to a it depends.
All right.
Well, Arwen, can you blame yourself for your conditioning?
Sorry?
I like you, Dave. You carry on, mate.
I didn't hear it.
I said, can you blame yourself for the conditioning you have?
I can't take full responsibility, of course, because it was somebody else that did it. But my eagerness to embrace it, yeah, I can definitely blame myself for that.
My God, he's just led you into basically saying, yeah, absolutely applicable to everybody but me.
No, I just said exactly.
I like you, Dave. You're good. I like you.
I just said, look, I'm not the one actually conditioning me, but I am responsible for allowing it to happen as enthusiastically as I let it in.
Well
the
weaseled.
naivety of it.
Well
and I won't do
weaseled.
that anymore now because of that, because I learned from that.
Well, can you blame people for being ignorant?
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know, but by the same token, there's a. I'm going to have to do what Arwen did and change the word, which is people express a lack of discernment. So ignorance, well, you don't know what you don't know.
But with the internet, you can get access to information.
Correct. Ignorance in the face of information is, yeah, that's the thing. When we boil this out a little bit further, that's what we're talking about. When somebody's been faced with information. So the people in this argument that rile me the most.
That's willful ignorance. Sorry, that's willful ignorance.
Yeah, exactly, willful ignorance, precisely, Arwin. So when it's teachers,
that's probably a better way of putting it.
Yeah, the teachers, they're the ones that I consider to be the most willfully ignorant in this subject. So they are, learned in the respect that they've demonstrated the ability to absorb information to the quality of which that they can discern it to others. So that means that they've been able to scrutinise the information and understand it in many different ways and many different facets of the information. Well, if that's the case at least once in their career, then that's applicable now as far as I'm concerned. You can teach a teachable dog new tricks. When they're a teacher, that's absolutely expected of them when they're in their career, because they're going to change curriculums and have different work progress that needs to be changed on the fly, sometimes in the middle of a curriculum potentially. So if they're going to be making changes at some point, they have to be adaptable. And when they come across this information, and some of it is specifically when it comes to science at least, easy to check, easy to verify, easy to check the claims, and you just have to brace against them. And when a teacher does that, I'm like, why are you teaching children?
Yeah, I feel like we should hold the teachers to a higher standard, man. Like, you're the adults. Somebody's got to catch this bullshit before it worked its way down. And I feel like nobody did. And it's, they were all too worried about just either getting the cushy, job in the scholastic system or being part of that like structure or whatnot. But nobody was questioning what they were telling kids.
I mean, you've opened that out a bit too much. I'm only talking specifically about the willful ignorance, the teachers in this subject. So I've got no beef with teachers. Let's get that absolutely clear. I'm not going to walk into some school and go, you can't teach them heliocentrism. Well, it's part of the curriculum as far as they're concerned. 99% of the Western world think they're on a sphere. So I don't go around, poking people for teaching heliocentrism. That's part of the curriculum, and I understand that. However, somebody who's in this subject is in this subject. They should know better.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you're like an expert in physics, like you should have got this. Like you have all the tools there.
Right, exactly. And the cognitive ability to understand it and discern it. So when there's willful ignorance expressed in that regard, it does make it makes my skin crawl, if I'm honest.
But could it perhaps be though that through the organizations with teachers, that through colleagues and the backdrop structure of the teachers, that they've basically been instructed like, yeah, you can't treat this subject. If you go into this, we will make sure you will not be able to get a job at universities as a teacher again. Well, could that be the case?
Yeah, if they deviate from the curriculum, they've got a set of standards. They're supposed to teach to a certain standards, and they've got certain things that they're supposed to teach. Well, there are guidelines and rules, and they have to abide by them. So, there's no beef with teachers, only specifically teachers who are willfully ignorant in the face of contradictions in the heliocentric model. In other words, it's very specifically teachers in this subject.
Right.
But Arwin's got a
Within
point,
the word, isn't it? School. School is a place of instruction, not a place of challenging the mind, strengthening the mind. It's a place of being instructed in certain things. School of engineering, school of dentistry, school of all these things are just processes, procedures. So they're really just entering the mind, and when the mind is not in harmony with nature, you throw away what's in your mind. But people can't do that.
School is being used for indoctrination from the beginning until college. They're using the system to control people.
We got to be careful not to throw the baby out with the bathwater, though. I mean, we do need to, you need a certain level of education, like language. Reading, writing, and arithmetic are necessary, because you got to function. So, you're right that the system is set up to indoctrinate, but at the same time, you need some kind of structured system to teach, certain subjects. So that's the rub. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I don't know. I think really that they should put the mandatory part of it and just take it back and leave it voluntary, because then there'll be more room for actually good teachers to deal with actually interested students, and instead of just forcing everyone to get educated and then just trying to scour for teachers that will become subpar. So I think that just the mandatory schooling should just be stopped. Make it, you can replace most of it by homeschooling anyway. We got the freaking internet. And there should still be schools, but just make them all private schools, basically. All voluntary based.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think there's a place for that. And I think, intelligence is not necessarily having all the appropriate information. It's how do you use it. Like a welder that's done welding all his life is very intelligent when it comes to welding. He may be willfully ignorant on other subjects, or someone who's lived out in the bush all their lives that never had a written language. They may be ignorant of the language, but they're very intelligent when it comes to living in the bush. So I hear what you're saying on, in that vein. And I don't think we should. I've always argued, even here in the U.S., it's become very evident. We've been had such a hard push in the U.S. for, people to go to college. Well, our debt to college ratio is off the scale. People are going in and getting college degrees,
right,
can't get a job, and they're $50,000 to $60,000 in debt because of it. But if they go to a trade school and learn a trade, they could probably make more money and have less debt in the same.
Well, there are still those types of school, like business school and all that. But just looking at the model of schools, it's always like a teacher with a class of in between 15, if you're lucky, usually private schools go for that, up to 30 or 40 students. And that's just not an effective way to spread the attention and to properly engage in students that have issues and all that. While with the internet now, it works so much more direct. So much more direct. And why would we then enforce that physical model that's basically 100 years outdated? It's ridiculous.
Let me give an illustration.
Well, one of the fascinating.
Yeah, let me give an illustration.
One of the fascinating.
No, go ahead, finish, and then I'll go.
Okay, I was going to say one of the fascinating facts that every human being can do. They can do anything they focus their attention on, providing they have a purpose, fueled by passion, and driven by persistence. They can achieve anything they focus their attention on. And this is a hidden secret because, they divide the schooling into people that go into specialized, plumbing or welding or whatever. And, they have to follow strict procedures. And the others who are in the academic realm, they're not allowed to do anything with their hands. They're just focused on modeling things in their minds. So there's a disconnect between the level of intelligence and understanding they could have if they were actually combining both the mental and the using the hands to get the intelligence and to get the results they want. Most people in the world today don't have a purpose.
Hey Paula, hey Jose.
Right, but to truly achieve that, you have to have the old craft-based system with teacher-student, where a teacher can literally give full attention to a singular student. Then they can combine the mental processes, focus on that. The teacher can focus on the student if he's getting the right frequency in doing things, and the methods in practice. And that teaches so much more practically. It's proven historically. And
when you can't,
for the industrialization, the crafts were so powerful that each craftsman that would be doing that over generations had gathered so much practical knowledge. A single individual could basically have ideas and technologies for their craft that could outdo a modern company, and that was normal. And that's why they got rid of it, because they wanted the monopoly on the crafts knowledge. That's why the industrialization changed it all.
Hi, I'm Neil
You
here.
know, when it comes to learning, you have to be able to make mistakes. You know, when you learn to walk, you don't have a teacher saying this is how you walk. You learn to walk by trial and error, by making some mistakes. And the same goes for anything you do. If you don't make mistakes, you don't find the boundaries. You don't get an understanding. If someone shows you what to do and you don't dare go outside what they show you, I mean, how can you learn anything?
Well, let me share something if I can get in. When I saw what was going into my food that I would buy at the grocery store and saw Monsanto and all the terrible ways that our food was being produced, I decided that I'm going to take control of that. Now, what made me do that? That it was just common sense. I'm not going to eat this crap anymore. So I bought property. First property was 11 acres. And I started farming, and my friends would say, "What, are you a prepper?" And I would say, "Well, what makes you label me a prepper?" They said, "Well, you got your property, you moved out of town, you used to be on the golf course, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "What, you're going to eat poison food all your life?" And I would just change the subject by telling them why I did it. It was just common sense that I need to grow my food. I need my own well. I need my own water, because I can see what the system was doing. And so then I got a bigger property, and et cetera, et cetera. And so people are saying still that, okay, he's thinking the world's going to end and blah, blah, blah. But in the meantime, they're eating all the bad food. I'm raising my own beef. I'm raising my own vegetables. I'm drinking my own water that's from the earth. Not going through some system, converting piss water into drinking water, which is what's happening. And they're not thinking for themselves. But when I bring up these arguments, just like flat earth, when I bring up the good housekeeping questions, they go, "Man, you're right. Man, you're right." So the first thing people do is just label, just recite labels until you make them think, right? And so the minute you make them think, then they realize that, hey, maybe I need property. Maybe I need to move. Maybe I need to grow my own food, because you gave them good reasons for it. So now, why did I act that way? I mean, I acted that way because I care about what goes in my body. I care about what my grandchildren are going to eat, et cetera, et cetera. So I acted. Now, you're saying that people are conditioned but don't do anything, or you can be conditioned and your eyes get opened and you do something. So people fall in both categories. They either take action when they see that something's wrong, or they just sit there and take it. So that's up to the individual.
Hey, 10th man.
I got a question for.
Sorry
Was
to
that
interrupt.
talking?
I wanted to see if Jose was still holding those references close to his heart.
Oh, hi, I'm Neil here. I'm Jose Flat Earth. I'm just here as a
you hold those
placeholder.
references close to your heart?
I'm Jose Flat Earth. You talking about
we know
somebody
you
else?
are. You still holding those references close to your heart? That's the topic.
They call me Flip Flop. You see me in the camera right here?
Yeah, flip flop. They call you a lot of things, don't
Yeah,
they?
I'm a flat earther.
Yeah, we know. So,
Hey, Jose, what were you saying?
question
What were you
is-
saying about John today in your stream?
Oh, I don't know. There's a guy by the name Jose also, and they confusing with me, but I'm Flip Flop. I'm a flat earther.
Yeah, what were you saying about John today?
Oh, I don't
Still
know. I'm
holding
new
those
here.
references close to your heart there, buddy.
Hi, I'm new here. I'm just a placeholder.
Oh, boy.
Maybe we can do a GoFundMe for a hat for him.
Yay!
But there's a serious tone to the question, though, Jose. So you've mistook citations for references. Do you appreciate that?
Oh, I'm not sure. I haven't looked at whatever you guys are talking about. I'm just a new guy. I heard of a flat Earth and I like it. Yeah, I am a proponent of Earth is slick. We experience Earth the way it presents itself. Thank you.
I see. Okay, well, if you can pass on a message to Jose J.G. Gonzalez, if you have a full encyclopedia and you take one part of it as your citation, it doesn't mean that you hold to every other word in the encyclopedia. You only take the section as your citation. And when you reference that you got it from an encyclopedia, then you'd put that at the bottom, but it doesn't mean that that entire encyclopedia must apply to your argument. That's the message for Jose J.G. Gonzalez.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look for him on YouTube and see if I find him. I don't know. I guess he might watch this. He might lurk in the chat sometimes here. But he can. Oh yeah, the guy that I heard him one time interacting with a different account, and he say he was blocked in this Nathan Oakley channel. I think that's him. Yeah, on the chat. Yeah.
Riveting.
Thank you. I'm just a placeholder. Thank you.
I'm curious, Jose, flat Earth. You don't believe you live on a ball?
Oh no, I don't believe anything. As I say, I'm a proponent of Earth is slick, so I experience everything. I don't have any beliefs. I just got experiences. What my five senses tells me is what it is.
But this is a new kind of slippery.
Is slick. That's what you're saying.
New kind of slippery, because at least he's funny, right? You got to give it to him.
Yeah, I'm loving the flip-flop crown right now.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm just rolling on the floor laughing.
They call me flip-flop. Yeah, they call me flip-flop sometimes.
Jose was actually he was a really good flat earther back in the day.
Well, how could you be flip-flop if you don't have any beliefs?
Oh no, because my hats look like flip-flops. That's why.
Citation, please.
Oh, you experience it with one of your senses. You look at the camera and you see the flip-flops. Your senses tells you, I'm Jose Flat Earth Flip-Flop.
Okay, you've berated yourself enough. Like, fair enough. It's really only one point with yourself, Jose, that a reference isn't a citation. That's it. Just gonna say, yeah, I got it. We're not here to berate you about flip-flopping.
I encourage Jose, if whatever you are, this Jose you guys are talking about, I encourage you to make a claim, present a citation, and then present a series of citations and references where you get them from. Make a claim, present citations and references, and it should be. I think Jose will be all right if he does that. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that particular Jose always makes a claim that he lives on a ball. So
I mean, if he claims that he got to hold it hard. He say, "This is my claim, and I got citations and I got references." I think he can do that. Yeah, I got a challenge for Jose. So this Jose, they talk about make a claim and present citations.
Now we want to see their model. We want to see the 8 inches per square or 8 inches per mile square drop model. We want to see that. Do you have that?
Oh, I don't know. We don't live in a model. Earth is sleek. We just experience it.
Now you don't live in a model, right? Yeah. Sure.
Well, that's a good answer. Very good answer. I agree. We don't live in a model. It's kind of meaningless. Pseudoscience doesn't prove anything. I'd agree with flip-flop.
I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree with Nathan. Yeah. Everything you guys say, there's no answers. The answers are no. I've been watching your show, wanting to click the link, so I'm just a placeholder, but if you guys ask me questions,
so the answers are no. So is your IQ above 2?
Sorry, I didn't hear that last one.
Is your IQ above 2? Since all the answers are no.
You know what? When I did my IQ test on high school, when they took us to a different school and the timer and the whole thing, and I never knew my IQ results because it got lost. Maybe it was so high they wanted to hide it from me. So I never knew my IQ results.
It floated away. It was so high. Jose, let me ask you something. Would you say that we live in a place that has laws and rules that won't break?
That's too scientific for me. I'm just new here.
So you can't observe like if I said a rock always falls in the air, like that's too much of a concept for you to grasp.
Throw balls in the air. We do that.
No, like a rock. Let's say I take a rock and drop it in air. Like it won't float in the air. It'll fall to it hits a solid object, right?
What goes up must go down.
All right. So if that's, you've never seen anything that would suggest that would not apply, right?
There are things like some other type of gases, heavier or lighter, that might break that rule.
I mean, a rock.
Oh, really?
You'll never see
Can
a
you
rock
have gas without a container?
Float in air.
Can you have gas pressure without a container?
I seen a picture of gas pressure next to a vacuum. I seen pictures of it.
Was the gas pressure?
The picture was like
whoa. Why are you all rumpusing him? That's fair enough. You've seen pictures, you say. Can you tell me a bit more? That sounds interesting.
Yeah, there was a guy, and he say present this picture of a gas pressure next to a vacuum, and it was a couple of hairspray cans, and it was just a house vacuum to clean the dust next to it. Yeah, thank you.
Not a vacuum cleaner. A vacuum.
Sorry, let me get this straight.
Jose is in full troll form today.
Sorry, a couple of gas canisters next to a vacuum cleaner. That was
Yeah. That was good. It was a good picture. It was pretty good.
I'm glad I asked. I'm glad. That could have slid. Just for that, Jose, I'm going to put the link to your channel in that show we talked about yesterday. I wasn't going to, but because you've made me laugh 3 times, you get your wish.
Thank you.
Hey, Jose, what travel or online travel site did you go to purchase your sandals vacation package?
Oh, they are in Walmart. They are for $1 in Walmart. $1 only, 98 cents.
Okay.
Jose's running a business. Right now, he's on a business trip. Good job, Jose.
Yeah.
I'm a placeholder only. Yeah, I'm here.
Well, actually, he's
right the hand's right.
Down on his head.
That's correct. Right the hand. So there was an unwritten bit of negotiation between me and Jose, and yeah, he's on a business trip. That's why he got banned in the chat. So I kept on telling him, stop spanning your show here. That's just rude, right? And then he carried on doing it, so I banned him, and now he's bitching about it. So just to piss him off, I haven't put links to his show underneath when we've used his video, which I know he wants, right? Because he wants to promote his show, like every YouTuber. I want that too, Jose. Don't be a prick next time, and you won't have to come here self-flagellating with slippers on your head. Just be a nice guy. No need.
Shame on you, Jose. Jose, if you're listening, shame on you. How dare you promoting some other things in different channels? Shame on you.
Well, I'll level with you, Jose. The thing that annoys me, right? I've said this when you weren't here, was that when I started out, I had to rip somebody off. Patricia Steer. I thought she was glorious. I thought what she did was wonderful. And I told her, and I said, I want to do what you do. And then I did. But I credited her. I made it absolutely plain. Yeah, I've ripped off Patricia Steer. And I was, saying it as a compliment. But let's be clear, you've ripped me off. Now, I take that as a good thing. You're like the chip shop next door. You're going to help business. You have. You're a good thing. We are mutually inclusive in terms of the way we can grow together. So I appreciate you ripping me off. But when you deny it, that's just like, why? Why deny that you've ripped off what I've done? If you like it, that's good. That's a compliment. I do take it that way. But when you're like, no, I'm completely original. It's like, why would you be that way?
But you know what? I've been watching this show for a little bit now. I was a big fan, and until I got the balls today to click the link and join, and talk. I feel comfortable with it. I seen other shows similar to this. So there are like debate channels and open panels and hangouts and stuff. Yeah, so I don't think this is a unique thing. I mean, it's unique in, if we say characters wise, the people that are in the show, the way the structure of the show. But yeah, this is a show that everybody does, kind of open panels. I've seen many of these like this.
Weasel. So yeah, I appreciate that I'm not the first to do it in this exact way. Others have come before me. However, Jose, right, I've made it absolutely specific about this subject, flat earth debate, and I've got a particular format. Well, you've got exactly the same thing after being on my panel multitudes of times. Now, I'm not saying I mind that, but what I do mind is when you're like, oh no, well, it's not unique anymore. Yeah, I appreciate it. I know lots of people have done what I have done, given that I'm on my 800 show or something. So yeah, other people have gone, that's a good idea. People have started to grow and come more and more and more, and then they've copied it. Well, good. That means it's good. But to say, oh, well, it's not unique, in other words, Weasel, no, well, no, you're not unique either then. Well, no, not anymore. Thanks to people like yourself. But I'd at least, like Patricia Steer, appreciate the credit when you go, okay, well, yeah, you popularised the format and I've copied it. There's nothing wrong with that, unless you're a bit Weasley about it and try and make out that you're unique or no one's unique in this argument. You know, I'm not asking you to, as I've put, you know, a bit too much than I actually want in negotiation, put all of my channel links underneath all your shows. In other words, overtly credit that you've ripped me off. Now, I wouldn't call it ripping it off. That's like slightly, you know, a bit of a nudge, because it's not ripping off. It's if I was being nicer to you, I'd say, well, you've emulated something that's successful. There's nothing wrong with that. But at least give me a little smidge of credit rather than coming into the channel and just begging for viewers on the very stream that you've ripped off.
Shame on you, that Jose guy that they talk about. I seen something unique in some channels. Some people give opportunity to people to do presentations, and they don't care what belief or ideas or theories or the way you see the world is. They give the same opportunity to everybody. So if anybody, if let's say globe proponent, I'm gonna throw a name out there, the Rumpus want to make a special presentation in this channel, uninterrupted, have the floor, present the screen and everything for as long as he wants. Can he do that in this channel? Because I can direct people over this channel to do special presentation.
Hold on,
Can you give
Jose.
us a presentation on errors, not the atmosphere? I want to see that.
No worries. I just want to answer Jose. So what you're suggesting is someone like the Rumpus wouldn't get the opportunity to give a 25-minute presentation on this channel. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he's already done it.
No, he did it once, yeah. But can he do it every day if he calls you ahead on time?
Let me get it straight. So that has actually happened here. It happened long before it happened on your channel. That thing that you're claiming is unique to you now. But it's not unique. I did it with the Rumpus a long time ago, right? So Rumpus has been here making 25-minute presentations. So that's something that you've also done after I did it. That's interesting. Not that you're copying me or ripping me off, but you don't want to admit that. I'm just going to make it seem worse now. I don't want to slander you and make it seem like you've ripped me off. I'd rather say nice things, Jose. But the fact that you're being Weasley is kind of comical.
So if anybody over here want to do a special presentation uninterrupted and have airtime for themselves,
wow, what
they
a
can
slime
do it.
ball. What a slime ball. When I was a rep, right, I'd be in a meeting with a customer that I'd arranged, travelled cross country or cross Europe sometimes for a meeting. And while I was there making my presentation or doing my thing, another salesman would just walk in, no appointment, and then start doing what you're doing, Jose. And the customer and I would roll our eyes. And there's many people now that see you doing what you're doing when you're being asked to just have a little bit of humility, yeah? Give a bit of credit, something you constantly blart on about your channel, meaning please shove my links in your show. That's what you mean. We know. You're not dumb. But when it comes to actually giving credit, in this instance, you're too Weasley. And what you've chosen to do rather than give credit is sleazily plug your own show. Wow, man.
I did know. How dare that Jose you guys talk about? I'm Flurry Jose.
Yeah, that joke got you wore that
Jose,
joke
just
out.
stop, man.
You wore that joke out.
It's played out now.
Yeah, you wore that joke out about 25 minutes ago, Jose.
No joke, Flat Earth Jose. I've been participating, having debates with other people in different channels, with some Globers, and they got angry because I destroy them as a flat earther. I want to show these people that that most of these people have a belief. I want to go head to head with the big channels. I want to go head to head with Red Rhetorics and show his true.
And as Jose mindlessly plugs his own channel in the face of that overt criticism from me, I'll say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who have tuned in on the Nathan Oakley live stream. However, if you are watching this on Nathan Oakley 1980, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. Another massive, huge, enormous thank you to all of today's debating panel. If you want to keep up to date with the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate Forum. Once again, stay tuned if you're watching on Nathan Oakley 1980, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
And he said, I really want to debate this Flat Earth Jose. I say, oh, you got it. I need a little more practice, and I'm going to hold your toes to the fire, and I'm going to show that you are just a little mainstream media puppet. I'm sorry. I mean, if somebody get offended, I will be civil, but I will know, and people will discern if what they have is a belief or they know and they have real evidence what they talk about. I'm not going to parrot anybody. I'm not going to bring any scientific method BS. I'm going to be me with my own journey, my
Scientific
own
method
development,
BS,
the way I
right?
learned how to debate.
Scientific
I will
method
expose them.
BS. Yeah, we'll just let you make shit up and the incoherent hordes on your channel. I can't believe how stupid some of the people are over there. I mean, I don't understand how they can conduct ADLs every day unassisted by a fleet of slobber nurses. That's how bad it is. And your little Reds rhetoric, I think that Reds rhetoric, honestly, is dumber than you are. I really do. And that's quite a feat. We got to say to that.
And I say like, oh, I could do a better job than this flat earther that you got in this big channel, big debate. And they say, no, we don't want a Poe here. We want a real flat earther. I say, yeah, but me, you can call me a Poe if you want to, but I will
We ain't gonna call you anything except what you are, right? You're dumber than a bag of hammers.
You are acting like.
Hey, if you want a real flat earther, I'm available for a real debate.
Owen, come on! When there's someone being sleazy, don't see it as an opportunity to sleaze.
I'm not sleazing. I'm taking an opportunity to get in a real debate with a real person and actually show off my skill. Because Jose is obviously not a real flat earther. So he knows some of the arguments, but he has no heart into it. That's his problem.
I think Jose is a flat earther with his heart into it. He's
Are
just
you trying to come back to the dark side? Is that what it is?
No. I want to keep it real. I always say, it doesn't matter what I believe, what I think the earth is. I'm a flat earther in heart, and I have said this in many places. And by that I mean, I don't gonna just be a little mainstream puppet, believe everything. I'm an auto hoaxer, and I got a conspiratorial mind, and I'm not just gonna believe everything. People might say I have only 5% discernment. I don't care what people say. I know what I am, who I am. I'm the real deal, and it is what it is. I will expose those that needs to be exposed.
Can you try again, right hand? There's a setting that I'd forgot to change for the last few shows since Discord that I think is just try, as I keep talking, interrupt me just as I'm telling you to interrupt me. So I just want to see what.
Hello, can you hear me?
You guys in the Hangout hear that?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There was just one setting that's okay. Never mind. All is well.
Well, at least this Jose is proving one thing about the other Jose, which is cognitive dissonance and holding two positions at one time.
That's
That are
usually a
mutually
sign that they
exclusive.
hold no position whatsoever.
that are mutually exclusive, right? Hey, why don't you have the Rumpus give a presentation on your channel, a good 25-minute, on how the air is not the atmosphere? That's a good one. That's a good subject. He's an expert in that.
I'm gonna have
Can
to
we
look
have that
up
this
this
week?
Jose you guys talk about. Well, how do I
Can we
find him?
have that?
What's his channel name?
I'd vote for that. He was telling me only on Ballbusters in the chat the other day that the air is not the atmosphere. So I'd like a presentation on that. He's made it quite clear.
Yes.
Stand-up routines are usually an hour long.
Stand up? No, I'm dead serious.
You can convince him, Jose. Go ahead.
But I'm confused. You're confusing me for somebody else. I want to know who this Jose you guys talk about. How do I find him? Does he have a YouTube channel? What's his name?
So Jose, what's the deal with George then?
I heard a rumor that the other Jose channel blocked George forever because he couldn't get his way into the show telling who could be his guesses, how did he have to act with certain guesses. And then he say, if you don't do as I say, I will monitor your channel, I will report you. And that doesn't fly well. So I told him to go F himself and get the hell out of there and don't show anymore. All his accounts are blocked. I'm blocking the Hangouts.
Did you get that?
Wow, so he was going to give you the Bill Muller.
In that case, can you stop using my
Everything is recorded.
Sorry, just one little thing. Can you stop using my all are welcome catchphrase then in chat? Thanks.
All are welcome. So that you trademark that.
No, I just say it. Now you say it while punting for people on the show that's not like mine, right? Sometimes you say it in my chat. I'm just saying now that you've made it clear that all aren't welcome on your show.
All are welcome, but 4 people. George Nathiok is not welcome. Davin Good is not welcome. Gamer Termer is not welcome. And P Mars is not welcome.
Davin Good? Really?
Davin Good came in hard. That was worse than George because he was making racist comments in the comment section. I timed him out. He kept doing it. I blocked him. And then he typed me. He sent me 2 long emails. I'm gonna destroy your channel. I'm gonna censor you. I'm gonna monitor you. And any single comment that I'm not agree with, I'm gonna report you every single time to YouTube. So that's the real censoring. Censoring is not blocking or deleting one single individual. It's trying to destroy a platform that gives hundreds of people opportunity to talk. That's a real
Have
censoring.
you
And he's not
confirmed?
welcome.
Have you confirmed that that was actually the actual Davin Good and not some
Yes,
troll?
through his email. I got his personal email on his personal name. I got everything because he been invited on my show through this email, and it was him.
So I just wanted to clear that up though. So all pronoun, predeterminer, determiner used to refer to the whole quantity or extent of a particular group or thing. So when you say all welcome, you don't mean all welcome because it doesn't extend to the whole extent of the particular group or thing you're referring to.
Come on, Nathan.
Yeah, all welcome. I mean, then the thing is, if they tell me, "Oh, Jose, you are welcome," but I don't feel welcome because I'm not able to interact, to jump in the Hangout, to chat, it means I'm not welcome. So I will check out and I will not be in the channel. So I'm counting on these people that don't feel welcome to don't watch the channel. So all welcome the people that show themselves in the show, right? So I say all welcome here. You don't have to be here because you're not welcome, right? So all welcome, yes.
But those two things are in contradiction.
Yeah, make perfect sense. Good job.
They both contradict each other though.
Yeah. I hear. I don't know if anybody else does that because people that block me in the chat and don't make me feel welcome. I don't watch him. So if they want to say all welcome, they are right because everybody that watch their channel should feel welcome. I don't feel welcome. I don't watch him, so I don't know what's going on. I say all welcome. Everybody watching my chat is welcome. Yeah.
Hey, Jose, maybe you should just change that phrase to all who can behave civil are welcome. And actually, put a condition on there.
Yeah, and list the
I say
people.
all welcome because
And list the people who aren't
blocking the chat, I
welcome.
don't see
Stop
them.
repeating
You know.
yourself, man. Actually respond.
No,
to
it's okay.
something.
You're right,
No,
Owen.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna.
You're right.
I'm,
It just
I'm
needs a couple of qualifiers, like all except George. You know, just put that underneath so that people
I
are
don't
clear.
have to say accept them. They're not in the chat. I don't see their names. Everybody that I look in the chat and I see their names, they are all welcome. I don't see the other people, so the other people that I
I
don't see.
see. I understand now.
Misleading.
Sorry. Maybe just put that caveat then. All except the people who are banned are welcome.
I don't have to say that. If I see somebody participating in chat, they are all welcome. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
until you ban
Well,
them,
you go
then they're not
revel in your
welcome.
double speak. Then, okay, Jose? Jesus, man.
I'm just messing with you. I say all are welcome. And let's be honest, Mr. Green is not really welcome. He comes occasionally and I let him stay for a few minutes, but he's not really welcome, is he? Let's be honest.
Mr. Grimm was the superstar of the show yesterday.
Right. And over at the Early Bird Show, not everyone is welcome, but most people are, except dirty trolls and a couple of specific individuals, namely Lottie.
There you go.
So-
There's a guy. There's
that's
a
a
new guy
disclaimer.
There's a new boy in the blog. His name is Colin, and he sounds like John Le Bon. He sounds very much like John Le Bon, and he been head to head with the Rumpus and calling names. It's been a beautiful interaction. I don't want to even ask him if you are this person, but he sounds very much like him.
Well, just to be clear, here on Flat Earth Debate, we have an all welcome policy. Anybody can join. Just so that's clear.
Except those that are blocked, right?
No,
Because-
there aren't anybody blocked.
So, how about Chris MCX?
Not blocked.
Really?
No, nobody's blocked.
But he was blocked.
Maybe by other people on the panel. But he can still join and frequently tried to.
Behavior.
Just answer for me, Arwin. I know how my show runs. Nobody's blocked.
Okay, but you did say that he wasn't welcome anymore at some point because of his behavior. Because he
Yeah,
said
I've got
what
weasel
he
words
did,
too,
so-
but he can still join. And when he does, I say hello or welcome.
Okay. Sounds kind of like the same thing to me.
Of course,
But-
I can express hypocrisy too, Arwin. I'm
Oh, yeah,
highlighting.
you can have absolutely
Yeah, right.
lower yourself to somebody
Arwin,
else's
right,
level.
I'm holding a mirror up to the hypocrisy of Jose by putting unreasonable terms on him. So, for example, when he says you should give credit where credit is due, and then he won't admit that he's ripped me off, I will then be unreasonable and say you can't say all welcome, even though I blatantly tell Chris MCM to piss off. Yeah, that's unreasonable. It's just a mirror, Arwin. That's all it is.
It's confusing.
Very confusing.
Not at all. Oh, I'm
So
forgetting.
this new Jose with the sandals is a flat earther. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, Jose Flat Earth. I'm a flip flopper.
What's your best argument for a flat Earth when you meet up with a glober?
Earth presents itself the way it is. We just experience Earth.
God.
Right. So what is it that you're experiencing?
I just experience it. I experience the frogs, the birds, the plants, the air.
The
No,
frogs.
I understand.
About the
What's
earth.
the frog got to do with flat Earth?
I understand that, flat Earth Jose, but say I'm a glober and I want you to prove to me through your experience the Earth is flat. What would you show me?
I show you Google Earth.
And how would that work?
I don't know, but I will zoom out and once I show you the sphere, that's flat Earth. Thank you.
And you expect that
Really
to be-
lame.
You can't get past the cartoon, huh?
Lame.
Can't get past that.
You're a terrible wannabe actor. Ugh. You're
Save
not
it
doing
for-
it
It's
right.
true.
You're not convincing me you're a flat earther.
I'm a big fan of this show, and I was looking for a flatter model, and I was presented with Google Earth. It shows a sphere, but no, never mind about that. It's a flat Earth. Earth
Well,
as
first
a
you gotta
sphere, it's flat
realize
Earth.
what you're looking at when you're looking at a model. or a map, it's all about comprehension. That's
Out
the
of
issue.
interest, do you
Every
remember
time a map is brought up, I just say, yeah, it's a projection. It's really nice, but nothing you see on that is literally as you see it.
earlier on, Jose, John asked you for the 8 inches per. I've done what John did. 8 inches per mile squared drop model. So you've offered up Google, and specifically you asked for a model earlier. So just out of interest, does that model show the drop?
I don't know what these terms are, drop or bulge or deep, and none of this. I haven't looked. I'm just a new flat earther here.
What, drop? The thing that they say you should experience at 8 inches per mile squared?
Tell me more.
If you live on a ball, then there's drop. People tell us to measure that drop in Earth curve calculators. They show us mathematics for how much drop there should be. It's drop. What's the complication here?
Well, I'm just grasping the new ideas of the flat earth with this model. I don't know. I don't understand it.
All right. Is that a no? There's no drop shown in Google Earth.
Oh, I'm not sure. I just saw I actually heard the show. I didn't even watch it. So I don't know what the illustrations you presented. But once you say Google Earth, I got Google Earth and I can see as a sphere. But it's okay. It's okay. If you say it's a flat earth, you are the man, Nathan. Whatever you say goes.
No, I was asking you. You said it was a model and it's showing a sphere. We got that bit, and I'm asking something about that model that you offered up in this instance. I didn't offer it up. You did. So I'm asking if it shows drop. If you don't know, just say I don't know. That would be the very best defense you could take at this point, I would say. Play dumb.
Oh, yeah. I think I say, yeah, I don't know, because all I look for is illustrations. I like looking at pictures and photographs and stuff.
I see. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. We use that model too to show the dumbasses the pictures that they're like looking at as a sphere. Yeah, we use it for that too.
Jose, isn't a sphere a three-dimensional object?
That's too scientific for my brain to grasp the idea.
Of a three-dimensional object?
Jose Flat
I'll try. I'll try for
really
you.
freaking
Do you know the
annoying.
difference between a ball and a plate?
I mean, a plate has depth, and I
a little
can
bit.
see from different angles. So yeah, it's 3D. Yeah.
So you do know what 3D is.
What about
Excellent.
a picture? What about a picture of a plate? Would that be a three-dimensional object, Jose?
Pictures can be 3D. Yeah, I can put glasses and I can put red and blue, and it's 3D. Yes.
No, that's not 3D. That's a vision. You're seeing two separate
No worries.
two-dimensional
Hold on.
images.
Sorry, right the hand. So I've got Google Earth right now. What button do I press to make it into red and blue 3D? What do I press? What do I press in this Google Earth that you've presented, Jose?
Oh, I'm not sure if maybe somebody can do it. I don't know if it's done. I haven't.
Oh, no worries. We were asking in reference to that. So should we just assume that this model you presented, Google Earth, for its nice pretty picture of a, what did you say again, sphere? Yeah, we'll just assume it hasn't got a 3D button. Go ahead, right the hand.
Yeah, I apologize. That's
you
your
have to have a
model,
special
not mine.
interface
I mean,
for that.
I'm just adopting your flatter model.
But
Nathan. That's
you're
not my
adopting
model.
a 2D model, though, right? Because what you see on Google Earth is not a sphere, because you're looking at it on a flat screen. So you're looking at a two-dimensional representation, right? Not a sphere.
I like looking at what I see first, and then I can maybe dig into it and see the other features. As for right now, I can see the pictures, and I see the pictures from really close, and I see little pieces of land. If I zoom out completely, it shows a sphere. Thank you.
No, hold on. This is the point you're missing. You zoom out completely, right, on your screen on a computer.
Yeah.
Where are you viewing this Google Earth?
What am I viewing it in my screen?
Okay, so can your screen doesn't display 3D objects, right?
Yeah. There are apparatuses that I can put like a little glass triangle, and it can give it to me like a 3D. Yes, I done it.
Okay, but you haven't done that. So
Yeah,
as
I
of
done it
right
with
now,
my
the
phone.
only thing
Actually,
you
done it
have
with my
is a
phone.
2D model, right? A 2D representation.
I done it with my phone. A little rectangle type of glass. I cut it in very specific corners and angles, and yeah, I can see 3D.
Well, I'll let the audience decide if he has a 3D sphere or if he is just kind of trying to bullshit. So I rest my case.
You can find how to do that on YouTube.
Jose.
This is lame. I'm done with this clown act. I'm gonna start acting like John as if this continues.
Dude, I'm a flat earther. You should.
No, you suck.
No, you're not,
got a
Jose.
question.
You don't know
In
anything.
this hangout
shitty.
right now,
shitty.
is there any Glober?
You're doing a terrible job.
Okay, but I got a question. Is this link for the hangout public for the Globers to click and join?
Yeah, anybody can join. Anybody can join the Discord
the hangout
link.
link available?
Yes, anybody can join.
Yeah, because I heard you saying earlier before I click in from a different source, not the public link, that you say, oh, it's okay, I'm just gonna keep this hangout with you guys and I'm gonna open Discord for the rest of the people. That's why I asked.
Well, that's not exactly what I said. No, I said while I'm getting used to Discord, rather than having 2 public links, I'm going to have 1 Discord so I can get used to using it.
Okay, but now you got the public link hangout. Now you got 2 links public.
Isn't that what I just said? While I'm getting used to Discord, I'm only going to publish the Discord link so I can familiarise myself with that piece of software because I don't know it very well. So no, I'm not going to monitor 2 public links temporarily.
How are we in the hangout?
It's all right, Jose. Just answer for me. If you don't want the answer, why ask the question? I don't get it. Did you want to level something at me? Is that what you got? Something to moan about?
No. I ask you, how are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in the hangout if it wasn't public before?
Because they're all in Discord. It's like A4, Babs, Coxel, Flat Enough, Paul, Phil, another Phil, Pinocchio, Right the Hand, Slayer, and Sunny. All in Discord. I have no idea of their affiliation with Global Flat unless they're called Flat something. You know, Flat Enough, for example. Cool, yeah. Other than
so
him, they could all be Globers.
How about the hangout link? Is public?
What about it?
I'm asking, how are the 7 people in this hangout call, not the Discord call, the hangout call? How do they have the link? How do I have the link?
Sorry, sorry. Do you not only? Let me get this straight. Hold on. It seems to me that not only do you want to nick my format, you're now trying to figure out how I run the show.
No. I'm asking you because if I'm here, that means I'm a flat earther. There's only flat earthers. There's only flat earthers in the panel.
No.
Right, I'm not going to tell you how to produce my show, right? The fact that you've ripped it off to a certain degree is now overtly doing it, Jose. It's an insult. Do you not get that? How insulting you're being? How disrespectful you're being?
I'm not. You're not understanding my point. I really want to get to a point, but you guys don't.
Espionage.
Just let him answer. No. I'm asking a different question, Jose. Do you not appreciate how disrespectful you are being?
I'm not. I got really questions, and I don't think I'm gonna get the answer because maybe the language barrier is not letting me maybe ask the right way. But I'm gonna try to ask again. So you got 2 links, one in Discord, one Hangout link. In the beginning, you say, while I get used to the Discord, I'm not gonna have 2 links public. I'm just gonna have 1 link. But when you say that, there were already people in the panel. That means you got some special group somewhere that you post the link, and this is only flat earthers in this place where you post the link, or is it Glovers also? That's all I wanted to know. If you got a Circle Jerk private room, or is it everybody in the room? It's all I'm asking you.
So you have got an insult, Circle Jerk. What part of there is the public here don't you get? So you want to accuse me of having a circle jerk because the people in the hangout haven't come in via a public link. That's what you're saying. So because I've got, let me get it straight. Because I've got one section of my show separate from the public, that makes the show a circle jerk, according to a guy who has ripped off the show.
Oh, that's somebody else. That's Jose.
That's you. Let's be overt about it, Jose. Jose, right? You've ripped off my show, and all I'm asking you for is to credit the fact. Like I went, yeah, I have emulated Patricia Steer's show, because I had. That's all I'm asking for, right? Instead, you come here and plug the show that you've ripped off, and start asking me for little tips on how I run it, and when I don't give them you accuse me of having a circle jerk, when there are dozens of people in the hangout now that can talk to you right this second.
And to be fair,
hold on. Actually, how did you get the link, Jose, to the hangout? You're in the hangout. How did you get it?
I'm a flat earther. That's why I'm in a group of flat
No,
earthers.
no.
I'm a flat
No,
earther.
no, you're not.
Link.
Excuse me, I'm asking how you got the link to the Hangout.
I'm a flat earther. I'm in a flat earth
That's not
group.
the question. How did you get the link to the Hangout?
Unbelievable.
The link was posted in a flat earther group, and I'm part of it. That means
No,
I'm a
it's
flat
called
earther.
Master B Chat, and you as a Glober
I
are
am
in
not
there, and
in Master
been
Beast
in
chat. I
there
was
for
kicked
a
of that
long
group.
time.
So to answer your question, he's being a little weasel because he doesn't like the fact that he's a Glober and he's in that Skype chat where this link gets shared. So you are the undoing of your own argument. So your insult fails because you're here. By your very appearance, you undo that argument. So no, even the Hangout is not a circle jerk because we've got some asshole Glober who likes to rip my show off on the Hangout panel. So no, Jose, it's not a circle jerk in the Hangout because the show's definitely not a circle jerk. I've got Discord with a link to the public. So I don't know what your problem is. You just want to slate the opposition, it seems, because you're a sleazy scumbag.
I want to know
And
who
you know,
the Glober is because I got questions from him.
Jose.
I want to know who the
you're
Glober is. I got
acting
questions
like
from
you're a
him.
flat earther, right? It's an act, obviously, because we really know who you are. We got to know you, and you're actually using your act as a flat earther, being in that chat, as an argument that it's all flat earther circle jerk, while it's clearly an act. That is just pathetic, Jose.
Okay, so I want to know who the Glober because I got questions from him. I want to ask him for evidence of this globe.
Why?
Who's him?
Why, Jose? We've asked you a dozen questions, right? And you've obfuscated all of them with "I'm thick, I'm now a flat earther, so I don't have to answer." And when you do offer up anything, Google Earth, you don't answer any questions about that because you know that we're going to batter the living daylights out of you as a Glober, which is what you claim to be. You've also got into the Hangout as a Glober, even though you claim with your flip-flops on your head you're not. And there's a public link out to the public with dozens of people in a Discord server. But you want to come here, promote your show, play the martyr that I've banned you, and claim I've got a circle jerk. You're an asshole. There's no other word for you. I'm not... Before I didn't get why Chocolate just won't accept that you're an okay guy, because you're not. You're a two-faced asshole.
I'll never frequent Jose's channel after today at all, ever.
I'm a flat earther.
Jose, if you don't now appreciate that anybody watching this, right, they're not going to want to go and subscribe to you. If anything, they're going to be deeply disgusted by you. But you don't see that. That's why I was asking earlier, do you not appreciate that what you're doing is just disrespectful? Now you become downright disgusting in your behaviour. You know, even I'm kind of recoiled by you.
You created a dirge for yourself, okay? I kind of was liking where you were going, but this stupid act, I'm losing respect for you, and I'm really sad to say so, because I thought you were kind of doing something all right. And now you lost me again.
And with that, I'm going to say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who have joined us in the Nathan Oakley 1980 premiering stream for tuning in, hopefully smashing the super chat, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. If you need to keep yourself occupied after this stream is over, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!